Hey folks, thanks for being here. We're going to get started in another 5 to 10 minutes. So grab some food, grab a beer, settle in. Talk to you soon.
I turned this down just so that people don't hear me talking. So after the food's done and after you're done, I'm just walking around talking to people. Just turn it all the way back up if you want to. If I want to? Yeah. No, I don't think okay. And then I'll do this. Is this like yeah, I'm testing being professional. I always do split screen because I'm scared. But if you just go up, so this is up. I should make it right. Cool. I'm gonna make it right. The XFC mouse. This is why I do split screen. I mean, just like mirror instead of doing it the professional way. And then I wind up staring up. Like it triggers me that I see a border, but the mouse is perfect. Thank you.
How's it going, Tampa? A little better than that. A little better than that. Let's try it again. How's it going, Tampa? That's awesome. Well, my name is Kevin O'Reilly. I'm the executive director at FULU Foundation, and we are so happy to be here. We are so grateful to you all coming out on a Tuesday night to talk about digital ownership with us. You know, I think that the reason that we're all here tonight starts with the fact that at some point we fell in love with technology, right? Raise your hand if you fell in love with technology at some point. What did you love about it? Call it out. Convenience. Convenience, absolutely. Creativity, right? A great way to express creativity. What that guy said. What that guy said. Being able to build it and customize it and that kind of thing. And the community that's developed around it, right? I think the attendance here today is a strong show of that. I remember being like 12 years old and my mom rustled me awake in the middle of the night and drove me out to our local Target to wait in line for an Xbox 360, right? And that was the coolest thing, right? Like I was so excited, first of all, pumped to be up at 3 o'clock in the morning, which I've never been since. But right, it was like this new, amazing opportunity to play, to see so much more. And I think that's a relationship that we had with technology for a long time, right? There was excitement, there was fandom, there was all these kind of things. But that relationship has changed. So raise your hand if you love technology less than you used to. Yes, absolutely, right? There's a level of, these days, using technology feels like it comes with trade-offs, right? It might still be the place that you can exhibit your creativity. It might still be a source of community, but you have to give up your privacy and information about what you do online and what you do in the real world, right? It might be that you're not able to fix your stuff when it breaks or choose where to get it fixed when it breaks. it might cost way too much money, right? It might be that you paid and bought features that are now put behind a paywall and you've got to hand over a subscription every month. We think this is wrong. We think this is a sign that our relationship with technology has changed for the worst, and that it's time to do something about it. So today you're going to be hearing from some local folks and advocates who are working with technology, who are advocating for change in this. You're going to, of course, hear from Louis Rossman about what's going on about the Digital Millennium Copyright Act, and in particular, Section 1201. Anybody know what the DMCA is? Yeah. How do we feel about the DMCA? Not our favorite. Not our favorite. And then every single one of you is going to be writing a postcard to Congresswoman Laurel Lee, your local representative, talking about how it's time to change the DMCA to make it so that, in particular, repair is no longer a copyright crime. So before we kick things off, we're actually very lucky to be joined by Janine Ramirez, who is the Special Events Coordinator with Congresswoman Lee's office. And so I'm going to hand it over to her really quickly.
Thank you so much. Good evening, everyone. It's such a pleasure to be here. I'm really excited to learn about what's important to our community and the ways that our office can best help. And so I'm really looking forward to being able to send these cards back to our office, as well as to let you guys know if you do have any questions or concerns with a federal agency. I know this can venture into that realm. Our office is here to help. We do constituent casework at a local level. So if you have questions or concerns, please feel free to give us a call. We'll be glad to chat with you about it.
Awesome. Thank you. Sweet. All right. Let's get things started. So Grant and Paul, would you come join me? We'll get started on our panel here. How about a round of applause for Paul and Grant?
Alrighty.
Awesome. Well, first of all, can you introduce yourself to folks?
I'm Paul Henley. I'm a board member at the Tampa Hackerspace.
Right on.
I'm Grant Posner. I'm the owner of 3D Musketeers.
Awesome. Okay, so Paul, I want to start with you a little bit, right? I think that I'd love to hear a little bit more about the Hackerspace for folks who don't know. What are you? What kind of programs do you run? Can you tell us a little more about that?
So I was just explaining to someone that we are kind of like a gym for tools. We have 350 members. We have a 12,000 square foot facility. We have 3D printers, wood shop, metal shop, big sewing area. We now have a kiln and pottery wheels. And our members take sign-off classes for the tools they want to use. And then they're free to use them. They access space 24/7 with a key card. And they can work on their own projects using our tools.
So what kind of projects do folks do?
Oh, goodness. We have a number of cosplayers who like to make costumes, particularly for the upcoming Comic-Con. Kind of crunch time for that. We have some people who own boats who are constantly fixing them, as you would expect. Everybody owns something electronic, and our electronics bench is a great place to repair electronics, which they do a lot of.
Absolutely. And so, Paul, if you go join the Hackerspace, he's going to be the one you see about soldering. So can you tell us a little bit about the soldering program you run in the show?
Sure. So we have a number of classes that are open to the public and not just our members. And one of them is the Learn to Solder class that I teach. So we get a little solder kit, and we all learn to solder up all the different components. While we're doing it, we learn what the different components are. And when somebody makes a mistake, then we get to learn about desoldering, which is just like a little bonus lesson on there, which is great.
Just, the whiteout of the electronics world, right?
Right. The solder braid and the solder sucker, yes.
Absolutely. Well, soldering, of course, is really critical to electronics repair, right? And as you all might be familiar with, right to repair is a big part of our work, both at FULU, but the broader push for digital ownership. Basic idea behind right to repair is you should be able to fix stuff when it breaks. And right now, because of software, because of a number of different reasons, right, folks face restrictions to fixing their own stuff. So I'd imagine that comes up in the hackerspace. Could you tell us how that impacts impacts kind of the hackerspace and your members?
Well, it does in two ways. I mean, if somebody does come in with something to repair, it's almost the older the better in terms of whether it's going to be repairable. But also a major concern for the hackerspace is we get a lot of equipment donated to us, and we repair all our own equipment ourselves. So if we can't repair it, that's kind of a loss to us.
Yeah, which is a shame, right? Because this is a piece of equipment that your members could be using.
And there are definitely plenty of companies who would like used equipment to not be available.
Sure.
Like they would really like us not to receive used equipment, or if we did, not be able to use it.
And this is when I get to be the translator and say, that's because they want you to buy more stuff, right? If you can't fix something, you got to go back and buy something. And so we've seen software repair restrictions in particular kind of be on the rise. And so that means, you know, you might have noticed that it's more expensive to get your cars fixed these days, right? At one of our stops along the tour, we actually heard a story about how replacing a headlight, right? Headlight goes out. It used to be you could go to the local auto shop or the local parts shop, buy a bulb for $5, $10, and replace it yourself, or go to the independent mechanic to do it. That's not an option on modern cars, right? It's now the case that you have to replace the entire headlight assembly, which of course has a chip in it, and that means that you have to have the manufacturer's software in order to make that problem. Yeah, you can't just solder that, unfortunately. And so what used to be a $10, $15, $50 repair if you had somebody else do it turns into a $1,200 repair, right? So this is something that's kind of gotten out of control. And before we go over to Grant here, I just want to mention too, right? When it comes to right to repair, I think a lot of people think of farmers, and that's for good reason, right? Farmers need to fix their tractors if they're in planting season, if they're in harvest, right? They don't have time to waste. And so I actually had a chance to speak with Danny Wood, who's a farmer from Colorado, when we were in Boulder. He was one of the leading advocates in helping to get the nation's first and only agricultural right to repair bill passed in Colorado back in 2023. And I'm going to play just a clip from our conversation about why this is important to him and to farmers as well.
My name's Danny Wood, and I live in a small town in northeast Colorado. It's called Pete's. We have a large dryland farm, and we raise winter wheat, prozone millet, dryland corn, and grain sorghum, which is milo. I am the District 1 director for the Rocky Mountain Farmers Union, which is a three-state organization of Wyoming, Colorado, and New Mexico. And my wife helps me and our son, and he has some of his own farming also. And the other issue we had, and I'm actually sitting in the field right by the tractor's Case IH Steiger 370, and it was a year old. We'd bought it, and when I bought it, an older gentleman had it, and he didn't have all the guidance system and the performance monitor and all that in it, so I had him install all that. I think it was $23,000 or something like that to have that all installed, which it's all worth it when it's working. So we had it put in. Everything was working great. We went to plant corn with it that year, and it wouldn't control the fertilizer. It was supposed to do all that. Well, I called them back, or I was under the understanding it was supposed to. I called them, and they said, well, that's a feature that we have to unlock. All an unlock is it's you pay them a fee, and it's an electronic thing. They unlock the system, and it'll let it do that. So we did that, and it worked great that day. Well, the next day, my son went to use it, and it wouldn't control that again. So I called him, told him it's not working. They said, well, it'll be 3 days before we can get there. And when you're planting, you don't have 3 days to sit around and wait, because that's a critical time to get your crop in the ground. But we had no choice. We could not. We tried everything in the world, and we couldn't get it to work. So we had to wait for the 3 days. The technician showed up, called in the tractor, and said, that's what I figured. Well, I asked him what's wrong, and he said, it lost its code. It just was a 5-digit code. He said it lost that code. So he put that code back in, and everything worked fine. Well, I made sure that I took a picture of that code, so if it ever happened again, we could fix it ourselves. And then the worst thing about that is I had paid them, I think it was $1,100 or $1,200 to unlock that feature, and there should be some kind of warranty behind it. I mean, it was 2 days later. They sent me a bill for the service call for $900 to come put that code back in that tractor, which they could have done that. They could have told us over the phone, and we could have entered it, but So it's just things like that. I know in the grand scheme of things, the $900 service call was not a big deal, but it is. $900 is $900. You add that up a few times through the years, and that adds up to a lot of money. And like I said, when you're paying them huge prices up front, they shouldn't be charging you to come back out because it lost its code. That's not on me. That's on their equipment. But I just think when you buy something and you own it, you should own it fully, not own like that tractor sitting right out here in the field. I should own that piece of iron, but not the stuff that makes that iron run. When I bought that, I bought it as a unit that should run. Everything should work. And I believe in having to pay for the unlocks and everything to get everything to work, but you only have to pay once. You should not have to pay for them to come back out and enter digital code, because that digital code, when you bought that unlock, should be accessed to you. That should be your code, and you should have that forever. And that's why I took a picture of it, and we will always have that code. The kid wasn't very happy that I did it, but it's like, dude, this is my tractor, and I'm going to take a picture of that.
I want, dude, this is my tractor on a bumper sticker, right? Like, that is the campaign sign that we need out there. Yeah, so what Danny experienced, right, is true of farmers, it's true of all sorts of equipment owners, right? And part of the problem with the Section 1201 of the Digital Millennium Copyright Act is it gives the manufacturer of devices essentially a monopoly over the repair software. So they are the only ones who are able to enter in that 5-digit code. If Danny was, a coder or developer himself, he couldn't hack into his own tractor to enter that 5-digit code. Or more importantly, if someone else had come up with a tool to help him check to see whether or not his tractor had his code, they wouldn't be able to sell that. That would be against the law. And as Lewis is going to tell you a little bit later, it can come with some severe penalties. So that's one issue, right, is when it comes to repair for Section 1201. Next, Grant, I want to come to you because we're going to talk about how Section 1201 can have kind of some broader implications on ownership.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
So
a lot.
First of all, could you tell us a little bit about 3D Musketeers? I think when people think of 3D printing, at least personally, I'm not very involved with it. So I think of the vibrant hobbyist community, but I know this is also important for entrepreneurs, for innovators, and things like that. So can you tell us about your business and the services you provide your customers?
Sure. 3D Musketeers, we do 3D printing, 3D scanning. We take physical objects and make them digital. We take digital objects and make them physical. Right? It's a very, very simple process, but it happens to use bleeding edge technology that costs tens of thousands of dollars a year, but we're just going to ignore that for the purposes of this discussion. But we also talk about it every single day on YouTube as well. Nowhere near as big of a channel as Lewis's, but you all might be able to help me with that. But, hey, when I have the mic, you might as well.
Why not? Yeah, exactly. Plug it.
3D Musketeers. But we also assist people in bringing that technology into their businesses because we recognize that additive manufacturing, whether it is a hobby grade machine or it is a $1 million+ machine, is very expensive. It's very intimidating. And that means that it's not necessarily the easiest thing to do. And if you got to put a couple $100,000+ a year engineers on it, you probably want to make the right decisions on that. So we assist in that world as well.
Awesome. And so one example of how Section 1201 and 3D printing have kind of come to a head happened earlier this year.
Yes, it did.
Back in June when Bamboo outraged the community, outraged a lot of people, outraged the man to my right, right, because they shut down people's ability to use a certain software, a slicing software.
Yes.
So for the normies in the crowd, myself included, can you tell us a little bit about what is Bamboo, what is Orca Slicer, and what kind of went down here?
Sure. Bamboo is probably the most prolific brand of 3D printing machines out there right now. They are available at pretty much every big box retailer at this point. Just, on top of it, we are tracking a pretty serious fire hazard issue, but hey, that is what it is. But they have sold millions of machines. They became the largest 3D printer manufacturer in under 10 years. Engulfing the entire community. They are likely 90% plus of the community out there. But they have their own slicer called Bamboo Studio that was built upon Prusa Slicer, which was built upon Slick 3R, which it's welcome to open source. Things are built upon other things. Okay, this is just how it works sometimes. But we have Orca, which was a fork of Bamboo Studio. Orca is we want to own our stuff, if you will, and we want to be able to fully control it. One of the developers of this, Pavel, became famous when Bamboo attacked him for doing something that they left in plain text in their own open source code.
And so what did he do with that code, right? What was he able to make happen? And before you get into that, right, slicing software, for folks who aren't familiar, this is normie to normie, hopefully.
It's what makes the printers do the printing.
Exactly, right? It takes your object, it cuts it into slices that the 3D printer then prints on top of it.
Yeah, perfect. So what his software did is it enabled a feature that was Bamboo Studio only, which required connection to Bamboo's cloud, unless you were in LAN mode. But if you were in LAN mode, you lost a bunch of features. His add-on for Orca, it was a fork basically, enabled all of that connection on a local level. It would also work in the cloud level because Bamboo didn't have the security set properly for Linux. And since it's AGPL code, he saw it plain and clear and said, well, wait a minute, if we just have every computer say that it's Linux, then it just works in the cloud. And Bamboo didn't like that very much.
Right.
And they threatened him with 1201.
Right. He gets a cease and desist letter citing section 1201 about the problem here. And so one other thing just to add, right, as far as why would people want to use not Bamboo's slicer, there's a couple of reasons. For one, some people just think Orca is better. It gave them more control over variables. You heard it from the man himself, right? It's a better product, and so they got better prints out of it. But there's also a level of, right, one of the issues with Bamboo Studio is that now every print job was phoning home, and, right, Bamboo Labs is a Chinese company, so that the data on what you are printing is going back to a CCP controlled company. So that was something that a lot of people were concerned about. I'm sure that is something that your customers would be very concerned about. Right?
Yeah, we would be in federal prison if we operated with that kind of thing. So 3D Musketeers, we are ITAR and CMMC controlled, so we do a lot that involves NDAs and things that if I talked about, I don't end up in papers and an obituary, I just simply disappear. Okay, and it's not all that incorrect. Right? It's something funny to laugh at, but it's not too incorrect. And if you were utilizing Bamboo machines for that, yeah, you're potentially in some legal hot water. We're just waiting for some current cases to figure themselves out. But Orca enables you to run in stealth mode, which does not phone home. There is no phoning home because it can be fully air-gapped without losing those features. And Bamboo Studio doesn't let you do that. And Pavel's fork gave all that control back.
Right. And so, right, think about it. This is just one developer who, as a hobby, is figuring this out, puts it up on GitHub because he wants other people to be able to have access to it. And all of a sudden he gets threatening legal documents sent to him saying they need to take this down. So Lewis heard about this story, right? And as some of you, I'm sure, saw the videos, right, was furious, rightfully so, right? This is one of the things that we don't like about Section 1201. It can be used as a cudgel to intimidate small developers, small innovators, and anybody who is trying to essentially compete with the incumbents. And so Lewis said, pick on somebody your own size. We took his code, we put it on FULU's GitHub, and dared them to come after us. And we haven't got any documents about that. So, right, that's one example, right, of kind of concerns about control and ownership. I know that, Bamboo, while it's known for making plug and play, like pretty convenient equipment, right? That's why it's reached 90% of the market.
Absolutely.
But there are also other examples of undermining control. So, I'd be curious to hear about an example of that. I don't know if you have any stories about Bamboo as well, but if not.
We actually have no Bamboo printers.
There you go.
Proud to say we've avoided that entirely. But we have people who have started businesses at the Tampa hackerspace with things they have prototyped there. And quite a few of them have government contracts. Yep. So this is a concern.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Do you have any other examples, Grant, of how Bamboo has undermined ownership and control and led to concerns like this?
Yeah, it was actually one of the first videos I ever got a death threat over, where we worked to crack the 256-bit encryption that was on the X1 Carbon. where we found that it's making cloud calls without your, permission. And, oh yeah, it also logs everything that you print. And you might think, well, Grant, you can just factory reset the machine. Ha, psych, that doesn't actually delete the files. So unless you decide to go all Florida man on the motherboard, if you decide to sell that machine, every single piece of IP that you have made with that printer goes with that machine too. How many of you are saying, oh crap, right now?
Absolutely. So 3D printers, again, one example of this.
Yes.
But we'll talk, I know Louis will talk a little bit about our bounty system, which is one of the ways that we've tried to draw attention to this issue of how digital locks can be used to undermine ownership and control, and trying to activate the coder and hacker community. But last question for y'all, I would love to hear just why do you think it's important that people are able to own and control their technology?
Goodness, I mean, just out of the interest of the hacker space, I mean, being able to receive equipment from people and put it to use, to our members' use, without having to go to the cloud. If you watch Louis Rossman, you know that if you're going to the cloud, they can really change the terms and conditions on you whenever they want. And we're not interested in that. When we have a piece of equipment, we want it to be ours. We want to be able to maintain it. We want to be able to do what we want with it. It's as simple as that. And we owe it to our members at the Tampa Hackerspace to make that available to them.
Awesome. Amen.
I'm with you on it, right? Machines that we own should not be forcibly connected to a cloud, and you shouldn't lose features if you decide that your data is more important than giving it out to the world. Sure, governments don't care about the benchies that you're printing, but if any of you know about AB 2047, you might understand why this is a bigger issue than, just, what if they can see what I'm printing? But 1201 is something that we've seen abused once. If precedent is ever set with that, whether it's with Pavel or somebody else, that becomes a huge issue for all of us makers when it comes to actually owning the things that we paid for.
AB 2047 is the bill in California to
Yes.
require that your printer connect to a government server or a government contractor to see if what you're printing is a gun part. And the #1 company that testified in favor of it, that is the company that wants to provide this technology, is public about their partnership with Palantir.
Exactly.
And the bill is co-sponsored by the chair of the Privacy Committee for the state. This is an Onion article.
We're
How
just
many-
living
how
in
many-
the onion world, all right? It's fine.
I'm wondering how many false positives there are going to be in that.
Probably not.
No, probably none. Probably none.
Technology.
That's right.
Yeah, false
President told me.
They got the best AI on it.
false positives don't happen.
Yeah.
They're just early. That's all.
So if you want to learn more about that, go check out David Tobin, who's done a lot of work on this. We've got some information on our channel. We can get you up to speed on AB 2047. But Paul, thank you so much for being here. Grant, right back at you as well. Really appreciate it. Let's hear it for Paul and Grant.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Awesome. All right. Enough from me. Let me hand it over to the man who talks about the DMCA, I think, in the most compelling way in the country. So, ladies and gentlemen, Louis Rossman.
Thank you. How many people's hearts sunk when you heard that farmer say, "It's great when it works"? There's a difference in the type of insidious bug that he was experiencing and what happened 20 or 30 years ago. 30 years ago, you have an RCA console television, and there's a design flaw of some sort, so you have to bang the TV to get service. That's different from something that was programmed in there on purpose that makes it more difficult for you to be able to say that you own what you bought and paid for. And I'm convinced that if color televisions had come out in the 2020s rather than the 1960s, how many people here think that you would be paying a subscription to have your color TV play in color, but black and white is free? It's a different type, and I think this all comes back to the redefinition of the word ownership. So in the 14th century, the word ownership was purchase, to acquire in exchange for money, or in equivalent, to buy, the usual sense. What else does ownership mean? What does the word purchase mean to you?
Buying something, I think it's mine.
The act of obtaining something in exchange for payment or money. This is what it means in 2026. This is what it means in 20p. It's an open source slideshow viewer. Give me a break. Use of the terms own, ownership, purchase, sale, sold, sell, rent, or buy in this agreement or in connection with PlayStation Connect does not mean or imply any transfer of ownership. That is the 2023 definition. Now, what does this allow a company like Sony to do when this is hidden on page 23 of your terms of service? Take a guess. Whatever they want. As of December 31st, 2023, due to our content licensing arrangements with the content providers, you will no longer be able to watch any of your previously purchased, not streamed, not rented, not borrowed, purchased Discovery content, and the content will be removed from your video library. However, they're polite about it. We sincerely thank you for your continued support. Thank you, PlayStation Store. Now, they changed their mind. They realized there was a little bit of blowback about this. A few people got angry at it, and there was a bit of a blowback. Due to our updated licensing arrangements, the Discovery content that was planned to be removed is no longer occurring. How long do you think it took until they try it again?
1 year. 6 months.
You guys are, okay, more pessimistic. It took them about almost 3 years. They did it again. But this one was an interesting one. As of September 1st, 2026, so it still hasn't even happened yet, there is a chance for them to change their mind. Due to our content licensing arrangements, you will no longer be able to watch any of your previously purchased studio content, and the content will be removed from your video library. Thank you again, PlayStation Store. And Play has no limits to let you know that you are being kicked in the nuts over and over again. There are no limits on the service where you have been able to purchase something, and we took it away from you. Now, this is not a surprise to me. This is the same company that 22 years ago installed rootkits into your CDs. So if you paid $20 for a CD, and you paid $500 for an MP3 player, and you wanted to rip your legally purchased CD so you could play it on your legally purchased MP3 player, it would not work. Not only would you not be able to rip it, but your computer would not be able to rip CDs anymore. And if you were using Windows XP Service Pack 1, how many people here have had to fix that piece of This kid's in the room. You would now have malware installed on your computer. Which is, again, you only had to open Internet Explorer on that thing to get malware installed on your computer. Yeah. How many people here have a car with remote start? Anybody? Car with remote start? How many of you would like to pay a subscription every month to have that work? Well, there's one hand up over there. Unique? So Mazda sent this notice to somebody who makes a plugin for a program called Home Assistant. Anybody here familiar with Home Assistant? It's a program that it's for Internet of Things devices, and instead of it being owned by the manufacturer, it's owned by you. You connect your devices to it, you can set up your own server, you can purchase hardware that has this pre-installed, you can pay them to help you with it, and they sent this to a developer, trying to get this particular piece of software taken down that allows you to see the condition of your car, turn on the air conditioner remotely, do things like remote start. Would it surprise you if I told you that the timeline matched up with them making remote start a subscription? Imagine that. Another word that used to mean something, lifetime. What does the word lifetime mean to all of you? Anybody here?
Forever.
What else? That too. Lifetime, the duration of a person or animal's life, the period of time over which the person's life extends. Frequently, here's what it means now. This is what Hewlett-Packard thinks it means. To simplify and standardize our warranty experience, effective January 15th, all Hewlett-Packard enterprise networking equipment that was covered into the lifetime warranty will now be moved to a limited lifetime warranty of 5 years, which is actually generous. HP is saying it's going to take the products you already bought and paid for and go from a lifetime warranty to a 5-year warranty. Anybody ever have to pay for a college textbook before? How many people still have their college textbooks? You must be old, because when you buy a college textbook now, this is the first time we've had a screen big enough for me to actually read all the prices, by the way. 180 days, $62.99. 1 year, $86.49. Lifetime, $109.99. How long do you think a lifetime license lasts when you buy from one of the most monopolistic textbook makers? 5 years? Okay, 4 years. Close. Floor. Close. Anybody else? Haven't heard the right answer yet. It's variable. Typically. Products labeled as Lifeline typically mean 5 years of online access. Now, permanent downloads to a supported device. Permanent downloads to a supported device, but the devices are supported temporarily, therefore it's not permanent. They got you. It's a tongue twister. With books, Amazon used to allow you to download your book so you had a copy of it. So if you were to do something like, I don't know, purchase 1984, they wouldn't be able to rip it out of your library, which they actually did. How many? Or change it. How many people here have bought 1984 on Amazon? Did you have it they actually took it out of people's libraries? Not kidding. Starting February 26, 2025, the download and transfer via USB option will no longer be available. You can still send Kindle books to your Wi-Fi enabled devices by selecting Deliver or Remove from Device. Several publishers were actually listing their books as not having digital rights management, DRM. That's the thing that Section 12.1 of the DMCA enforces. It's what keeps you from being able to take your media from this CD over here to this MP3 player that I legally purchased over here without getting malware on your computer. They were actually advertising the books as not having digital rights management, and because they can change the terms of the sale after the sale, because your device connects to the internet, they were able to put DRM in those books so that you cannot download them anymore. This has resulted in books being edited, Roald Dahl, I believe. It has resulted in people buying books that were taken out of their library. Now, Amazon is at least a little bit nicer than Sony about it. They actually did give people their money back if they purchased a book and it was taken away from them. But as Sony has proven, you don't have to actually give people their money back. How many people here have kids? How many people here bought a baby monitor when they first had their kids? Approximately, not exactly. How much did you pay for it about? Yeah, I don't remember. $450. If you spend $400 for it, how long would you expect it to last?
Forever.
How much would you expect to have to pay a month to use it? For $400, how much would you expect to have to pay a month?
0.
I could hear the grumbles. Why am I seeing this? This app says that they have to pay $10 a month. You have to activate membership because the company had financial difficulties, and the person that took it over realized these devices all connect to the internet. If you want to be able to use these features that were advertised, you now have to pay $10 a month after spending $400 on a baby monitor. $120 a year. Even wheelchairs can't escape this. If you want to catch the bus, that is now a paywall option. So this very creative person realized that there are QR codes on the motor of their new treadmill. Oh, not treadmill, wheelchair. They both use wheelchair. Wheelchair. Yeah. The old wheelchair could go 8 kilometers an hour. This one only goes 5, but you could unlock going 8 kilometers an hour for a low, low fee. Now, she never figured out how much you have to pay to do it because there was a QR code on the side of the motor, and after looking through all this, found the code that's necessary to make it be able to go 8 kilometers an hour. Catching the bus is no longer a paid subscription, and posted the code publicly. And because this person does not live in the United States, they have not broken a law. In the United States, however, if this person had a donation link on their website next to their GitHub, that could be 3 to 5 years in federal prison. It's ridiculous. Even pipe sensors are not safe. Roost has said, as part of the shifting focus, we are stopping the operation of our standalone Wi-Fi products, including the Roost water leak and freeze detector for your pipes. That doesn't sound too important. This was supposed to die on December of 2027. It was a product that had an expiration date on it. But even though the product had an expiration date on it of December 2027, they're shutting them down. I believe they're already shut down, actually. Now, what are some of the things that could happen if you're supposed to have a leak sensor in your house and you're not home and it's no longer working, but you thought it was?
A leak.
A leak! Genius!
He gets it from me. Insurance claim.
BMW. At one point, the vice president of connected company development. By the way, does anybody find it weird that a car company can have a vice president of connected development? Has said that the interior of your car is where you can do whatever you want by yourself. To say I'm selling the screen to play a commercial, I don't see it. It's a private space. How long do you think it was between that statement and this Spider-Man ad appearing in your $80,000 car?
1 week.
To be fair, if it should happen to any car owner, it should be BMW owners.
As fuck.
If they don't use their turn signal, they get an ad.
That's a good idea.
That's just free money to use it. Negative reinforcement.
Yo, if Marty's listening, this is going to kill me.
I didn't go to school for that.
If they don't use their turn signal, they should have to see the ad. But that's not how they did it. They have the technology in the car to be able to detect if you're using your turn signals, and they show this to everybody anyway. It's an absolute injustice. The last straw for me is when a company that makes these connected home products decided that if you wanted to continue using your thermostat and these other devices, it was going to be $117 a year. This device was never sold with an expiration date. It was never sold with an advertisement for a subscription. But after the company went bankrupt, the company that purchased it realized, wait a sec, all these devices connect to our servers. So we can ransom them for whatever we want. Now, this was the point at which I just kind of lost it, and I thought back to what I was doing when I was doing repair videos back in 2014 and 2015. The screen is big enough here that some of you may be able to read this. What does it say under the Apple logo? Notice of proprietary property. The information contained herein is the proprietary property of Apple Inc. The possessor agrees to do the following: to maintain this document in confidence, not to reproduce or copy it, not to reveal or publish it in whole or in part. And it doesn't say it right there. It says don't show it on a 2 million subscriber YouTube channel. I imagine that's implied. I really enjoyed doing those repair videos back in the day. How many people here watched any of those old live streams of me fixing stuff? Did you enjoy them? Good, bad? I enjoyed showing people how to fix things. And at some point, I got a phone call from an attorney at Kilpatrick and Townsend. They said that they love my videos. But there's always, and the thing is, in a relationship, in business, regardless, everything before the but, you can just discard. They said, we love your videos, but that little part in 56 seconds where you're showing this piece. I hire a lawyer, and they said, Louis, you're very lucky. All they want you to do is take down, just take this 1 or 2 videos down. They don't want to sue you. They don't want to prosecute you. They're not going to do anything about it. And I said, no. And like, wait, what? Wait, like, they don't want to sue you. You should be happy. I'm like, yeah, but they want me to take the video down. And I could see that hundreds of thousands of people were using these videos to make things work again, and they were starting businesses, going from making $7 an hour to 80 or 90K a year in the first year just fixing things. And that was a beautiful thing to me. I liked it. And I thought if I'm doing the right thing and I'm helping the right people, that even if the law is messed up, I assume if I'm helping enough people, things will sort themselves out. So I told the lawyer, tell them I'm not going to take the video down, and if they want to file a DMCA claim on the video, they're going to have to write, at 55 seconds, Louis is telling you where a fuse is, and we don't want people knowing where the fuse is in our product for the keyboard or the trackpad. They never did contact me. To this day, I patiently await the reply. And these videos have remained up. What I learned after this entire experience is that I can hire lawyers, I can listen to what all the smart people in the room say, and they can all be wrong. If you're doing the right thing, things will tend to work themselves out. And I realized that how many people in this room enjoy getting legal threats, cease and desist, getting sued, anything like that? How many people are like, that's the most hands of any place. I like Tampa so far. I enjoy getting sued. I like getting cease and desist. I like getting legal threats. I like it so much that 17 years ago, back when I still had hair, my first legal threat, I framed it. This is me standing next to a plaque for Craig Mack, Flavor in Your Ear, at Play Studios in 2009. I just enjoy it. And I realize that most people are willing to do the right thing. They just need a little push. So we offered $5,000 to the first person who would unlock this. And I made a mistake in the thumbnail of this video. It says crack their firmware, win $5,000. What is it called when a company sends out or a person sends out a software update to your device that stops it from working unless you pay them?
Bullshit. Ransomware.
Ransomware. That is ransomware. What we were offering was a repair. If you take a device that a manufacturer has destroyed against their own terms of service, and you make it work again, that's a repair. So we offered $5,000, and it looks like somebody was actually took us up on it. The owner, the new CEO of the company, said this is considered illegal hacking. It is regrettable that we now must spend time and resources on strengthening the security of our service rather than further developing functionality for the benefit of our customers. Is it a benefit for the customer if you now have to pay $117 a year ransomware fee to use your thermostat? Yes or no? No. I couldn't hear you very well. No! Now, luckily, somebody agreed with me because somebody who worked at that company a few days later, who was an employee, leaked all their code for free. And everybody who bought that device was now able to use that device again without paying a ransomware fee to the manufacturer. Now, this happened in Norway. It didn't happen in the United States. This person broke no laws. But in the United States, if this person had a PayPal donation link on their page, that would be trafficking a solution on how to break a digital lock that protects access to a copyrighted work, and therefore 3 to 5 years in federal prison. After this came out, we got a news article on us. This group pays bounties to repair devices even if the fix breaks the law. And we just kept on going with it. How many people here have a Nest thermostat or know somebody with a Nest thermostat? Anybody here know what the expiration date is on a Nest thermostat? 5 days. 5 days? Oh, you share my pessimism? You also share my pessimism. What is the expiration date?
5 years. 5 to 7 years.
There is none. They don't tell you when they're going to stop working. They just have the ability to someday stop working.
Oh, like Google Stadia.
We'd have to pay for another 2 hours of this venue if we want to list all the projects that Google has killed. But we could do that. So we put out a bounty for the Nest Learning thermostat of $14,772, and somebody came out and released this. This is the No Longer Evil jailbreak by Cody Kosiemba, a nice little jab at the fact that at one point Google actually had don't be evil in their company lingo, and it allowed people to be able to use their thermostats again. Again, if he got the money, he released the solution, it could be argued that this is in violation of federal law. How many people here have exercise equipment? How many people here use their exercise equipment? Really? You are more disciplined than I am. I don't need an excuse to turn my treadmill into a laundry hamper, but this provides people with an additional reason to. So this company released an exercise bike, and if you wanted to be able to use it with third-party apps, you were able to use it with third-party apps when you bought it. They send out a firmware update, and you can no longer use it with third-party apps. Would it surprise anybody here if I told you that after this happened, the app started showing you offers for subscription services? Oh, no. Imagine that. So somebody actually took us up on a bounty for this, and he showed us that it worked, but he wouldn't release it. And the reason he wouldn't release it is we had a private conversation, a paraphrase. He said, I just got married, had a conversation with my wife, and she said she doesn't really want to be a single mother because I'm in prison for 5 years so that people could pretend that they use their treadmill. No offense. And I don't blame him. Why would you want to risk that? Some people are crazy and enjoy risking this type of stuff but a lot of people out there don't want to do that. And that is the normal default answer. The default answer is, I don't want to risk going to prison for 3 to 5 years and losing pieces of my life to make products work again. And we don't think that you should have to do that. Now, one of the things that we have enjoyed doing with this is answering this one question that shows up all the time. Well, which is a question. It is a... Where's my link? Oh, I have a mouse. What am I doing? Aha. Whether people release their solutions or they don't release their solutions, one of the good things is that we always have something to present to these people. How many people here like corporate lobbyists for Microsoft, Google, Samsung, Amazon? Boo.
My name is Samantha Kerschel, and I'm the Executive Director for TechNet. Respectfully, we are testifying in opposition to Senate Bill 5799 today. We believe this legislation is in search of a problem that does not exist.
Something that's resonated with me is something that you heard early on here, is this is legislation in search of a problem.
Now, if they release their solution, a bunch of people will get access to what they bought and paid for, and they have their device back. The manufacturer didn't get to take it away from them. If they don't release a solution, I can now walk up to all of these smarmy people that are like, this problem does not exist, and say, would you be okay with this person releasing their solution? Will you sign an affidavit that says that Google or Future Home or Echelon or anybody else is not going to sue or seek the prosecution of the person that made this device work again? Oh, you won't? Why not? Maybe it's a problem that does exist. And something that I started to notice as time went on is that many of these lobbyists don't actually believe their own words. How many people here think that these lobbyists believe what they're saying?
They don't even know how their computer works. Oh, that's good.
Same lobbyist. I'm experiencing phone issues. The phone is on, but the screen is black. I've tried everything. It's time for, and I can't read that because I didn't screenshot the rest of it before the account got deleted. A new phone, if only I could find some place to get it fixed. If only, indeed. Now, this law has a lot of problems. I run a repair shop. I am obviously a biased person when I'm talking about this because I enjoy fixing things. Many people in this audience enjoy fixing things. But I figured I wanted to play you something that was a little less biased. This is going to be from the person who fathered the DMCA, to let you know that this law is a law that is so ugly that even the person that was its parent just thinks it's a
Unfortunately, at least in some areas, our policies haven't worked out too well. Our attempts at copyright control, at least thus far, have not been successful. But I don't just blame teenagers and college students. I really blame the moguls in the music industry, because had they been thinking about these business models when we were doing our work in 1994 in the Clinton administration, had they been developing effective online distribution models when the internet first came into business, had they been talking to Steve Case when AOL first started to become a big deal and really seriously developing an online business model, perhaps we would not be in the situation that we are. But the culture of that industry was such that, those people were concerned principally with, and their talents were developing talent, understanding public taste. They didn't know anything about distribution or technology or anything like that. Minions dealt with that. Well, their industry has paid the price. Hopefully there's not any, I won't be quoted in the U.S., but
I will be quoting you on this, sir.
I'm afraid our Clinton administration policies didn't work out very well.
Now, he's said that back in 2007. This is before your refrigerator connects to the internet, before your TV, before your water leak sensors connect to the internet, and they can be remotely disabled. And it is very obvious that this has not worked well at all. I'm going to show you if I can get it on screen. Maximize. Uh-oh. Indeed. Here we go. If you use Nicotine or SoulSeek, a client this is a network that's been out for like 26 years now. I could find every single episode of PBS Frontline dating back to 1983. I can download right now on that crappy little transmitter sitting on top of my camera with the connected Wi-Fi a Blu-ray copy of The Machinist. I can even find banned cartoons from World War II. He's right. This law has not worked. The only thing that this law has done is hurt legitimate users of products. It's made it illegal for people to make things work again. And I want to give you a little bit of a background on how he got this law passed. Now, do you think he got this law passed by going to Congress and saying, here's a great idea that your voters are going to love, you should pass it? Or do you think it was something else? How many people think it was option one? Raise your hand if you think this was passed in an honest and above-board way. I tell you. One vote.
Now, a lot of people accused me at the time of doing an end run around Congress and everybody else by negotiating these treaties and then coming back and saying, well, because we submitted this to Congress before the treaties process was completed, then coming back and saying, well, now you have to do this, Congress, because we've agreed to a treaty. And I would say that they're probably right, that it was an end run and it was partly deliberate. And the final statute that comes out, was a guy who was the head of then the biggest record company in the world, Warner Records, and he was a very nice guy, and he wrote a book a few years later after he retired and confirmed what I always thought to be the case about record industry executives. Record industry executives are impresarios. And the most successful record industry executives, I would characterize as a 45-year-old man who can think like a 17-year-old girl and likes to hang out at 3 o'clock in the morning and do drugs with rock stars. And he basically admitted to all of that in his book that he wrote several years later. Unfortunately, that is not a mindset, a part of the brain that does very well at evolving new business models for highly complex technologies.
That was Bruce Lehman. Bruce Lehman was the architect of the DMCA over 30 years ago. And everything he said there, he said back in 2007 through 2013. Before your car connected to the internet, before your television, before your water leak sensors connected to the internet. So let's just take an inventory of all the things that he said and get this crap off my screen. What did he say? Number one, this law has not been effective and has not actually worked. Check. Number two, the people that came up with this law, the people who wanted him to push this law, did not understand technology, did not understand business, and are mostly junkies that wanted to party until 4 in the morning. And that he did an end run around Congress and that it was deliberate to get it done, which I'm not a lawyer, but I would argue is somewhat illegal. I think that there is a good chance of reforming this and creating a world where when some kid makes a home assistant integration for your air conditioner or your car so that you can do remote start without giving Mazda $5 a month after you've already bought the car, that person does not have to risk going to federal prison. That we don't have to see takedown notice after takedown notice for people making for exercise bikes or thermostats again, or exercise equipment work again. There's this fallacy that things just keep getting crappier and crappier and crappier, and then it kind of makes people not want to engage or do anything. And I understand that, because when you see things get crappier, you think, well, what's the point? But a lot of the reason that things get to the point that they are in some cases is because nobody does anything. And we're trying here to kind of stop that mid-circle. At least half of the tours that we've been to, there have been staffers from congressional offices, members of the media that have actually showed up, and they've been interested, and they've listened. And what we've noticed, and what we've proven, and what Kevin has proven with the bill that he got passed in Colorado, is that when you get enough people to show up, you can get enough people to listen. And when you get enough people to listen, you can get real change. So what we're going to ask you to do tonight is put aside the cynicism that we all share here. And I can tell from the time frames, and he's like 1 second after you buy it. And be open to writing a postcard to your representative, explaining a short story on why this matters to you, addressing it to them, writing something personal, and sending it out. Please do help us get it done. That's it, and thank you very much.
Great. So, like Louis said, it's time to get to writing. So we are going to pull something up. Writing a postcard is what you're going to do today to try and change this law, to try and bring it into the times that we live in. But what you're going to do tomorrow is through this QR code. So if everybody would pull out their phone, if you want to stay up to date, check out this QR code. It has a link to our Zulip server. Zulip, if you're not familiar with it, it's like an open source Discord, right? We've had folks joining from every stop. We are going to be sharing updates on our work. We are going to be talking about opportunities to get involved. So this is what you're going to do tomorrow, next month, next year, as we continue to push for this kind of change. We also have that spread around. We'll put it up later if you haven't got it yet. But if we go to the next slide here. Here we've got some information. So did everybody get a postcard when they walked in? Anybody not have a postcard? Could you raise your hand? Great. If our team could help get those folks stuff. What you're going to do, we've got kind of step by step. First of all, you are going to say, Dear Representative Lee, right, who is your representative here in Tampa. You're going to share a story about why right to repair, why ownership matters to you. Personalizing it is really important, right? These members get all sorts of form letters and emails, and those kind of petitions have their place, but when you can personalize it, it really helps to solidify why this is an issue. You're going to encourage Representative Lee to support the freedom to fix, and then you're going to sign the postcard with your name and your address so that her team knows that either A, you're a constituent, or B, you're in state and close. That is really important. And then the other thing you should have is a label, right? That's a little sticker. If you bend it, you can take it off. You're going to put that on the right side, which says address. Once you're done with that, back at the merch table, we have a black bin where you can drop off your postcard. We will be attaching, we'll put the postage on there. We will get it in the mail and send those on for you. And then if you got a raffle ticket, you can also drop that in. We've got a signed poster that we're going to be raffling off later. Once you're done writing the postcard, you don't have to go. Say hi to Louis, say hi to me, talk to each other, grab a beer. We are just so glad that you all are here and really excited about what we might be able to do together. So let's write these postcards and let's go change this law. This is...
Test one. I'll turn one up too if you want to, in addition to that, if you want to use it again, Kevin. If you want to use the mic again, Kevin, just turn one up. Oh yeah, like you turn this up and then turn one up.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you for coming.
The fact that you didn't think Lifetime movies was going to be the first thing I thought of is odd. I know Oxygen's kind of cornered the market on women's television, but... Really? Yeah. What? But I think Lifetime makes the documentaries too. Oh, they do have a lot more murder. No, Oxygen has the what's the one, Split or Split, something like that? Murder mystery.
Can you put that QR code back up? Yes, we'll put it up later. In the meantime, yeah, we'll put it up later. Just while folks are back. Get that up here.
Hello.
Is this your aqua? Is this your water bottle? Yeah, is that yours?
Depends on whether the cyanide in it.
Well, it was left at the buffet. I'm pretty sure it's here.
Did you pour cyanide in it?
Do you want me to?
Taste test? Did I tell you that I used to have Kevin at the store try all the food that people ordered for me
Did you
before
really?
I would eat it?
I feel like
He was
they
happy.
did
He loved it.
Did you ever make a video on GPU pass-through in a Linux system?
GPU pass-through?
Yeah.
How so? What do you mean?
I think I remember watching a video of yours. I've set up a Linux server on my own after watching some of your content and other like YouTube creators.
Oh, cool.
And I was like super passionate about getting into Linux after Windows 11 and the whole like Copilot AI situation.
I don't blame you.
And I must have watched your like a bunch of other YouTubers' videos like 1,000 times when I was first getting into Linux.
I don't remember
'cause-
doing anything on GPU pass-through. I
Yeah.
did do a 14-hour video on how to do a self-hosted mail server,
Yep.
security camera system, home air
I watched some of
conditioning,
that.
all that.
I watched
That
some
was
of
a
that.
stretch. That was 3 months of not leaving my house to write that.
Didn't I send that one to you? Yeah, yeah. When I was first
That was
building
fun.
my stuff.
I missed that.
Yeah,
Actually, I don't miss that.
I think that
I miss the feeling of being done with it.
Oh yeah, I think the self-hosting like community is so important. Like,
The problem that I've had with that is I've never found a guide that goes over everything from the very beginning, like
Yeah,
from
that's-
absolute scratch.
that's
So that's what I wanted to do. I said, I want something that I could give to my grandpa. And
Yeah.
the only thing is the amount of time and effort that took was just way more than I imagined. Because nothing works. Like when I would actually try the documentation and I said, I want to reproduce this myself and see that the thing that I told you to do actually works.
oh yeah, and that's something that I run into a lot with the self-hosting community is like they don't know how to document their stuff as well as they should.
You need to document things for like you're there for an idiot. Because I'm an
Yeah.
idiot, it makes it very easy for me to write documentation. Because if I could write something that I remember that I can use the next day and it works, then I'm good.
Well, I actually work in psychology. I work as a behavioral counselor.
Oh, cool.
And communication is like 90% of my job. And so I find reading some of these documentations, I'm like, there needs to be somebody who can turn this into language that everyone can understand.
I
But I
agree.
appreciate the work you guys do.
Thank you
Thanks.
very much.
Yeah.
Thank you for showing up.
Yeah.
Sorry, my hands were. Thank you. Hey, it's Marshall. If you could turn it around. Can you pan that camera, Marsh? Oh, you already got it. Never mind.
Been following you for years. Think you're doing important, great stuff, man.
Thank you.
It's good to see you in person. I
Pleasure
also
to see
want
you.
to thank you that Rossman Repair actually extended the life of my eGPU from a company that went out of business by
No
a
way.
whole year.
How? We didn't even
Replaced
do
the
GPU
USB
repairs.
ports. Yeah, no, I asked him. I said, hey, it needs these ports replaced. They go find the parts.
I'm glad that happened back when I had the ability to do that. Like 2 weeks ago, we stopped taking any sort of odd jobs
Oh,
because
man,
we
so I
got
got right
overflowed.
in down the
Yeah, we
line.
got overflowed with data recovery so much. Every tech has like 100 tickets in
Mhm.
its status right now. But thank you. I'm really happy that it worked out.
Yeah, it's great. Also, I was curious, what happened with Oreo? I hadn't heard anything.
My door was very slightly ajar when I left for the gym, and he ran out and I think got eaten by a coyote. That was in June of 2024. I looked at my camera because
Yeah.
I have cameras outside my house. Anytime a cat leaves my house, they do. If they ever do, they go. Dit, dit,
Yep.
dit, dit. He just went for it, and I never.
man.
I would look for him for like 2 days afterwards.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's lost, unfortunately.
Yeah. No, I just realized I hadn't seen him in any of the videos in a while. I was like, what
Yeah, I
happened?
miss it. But
Sorry. I actually lost my tux a couple years ago. It still hurts.
it does stink.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming out.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Oh.
Oh no.
Sorry about that. They ate downstairs. They didn't know there was going to be food upstairs.
There were plenty of signs.
Thank you for coming. I used your dog as clickbait again.
You used Clementine as clickbait again?
Yeah, check it out.
People are going to show up and be like, where's Clementine?
That's probably going to happen at some point.
Probably.
See the.
How are you feeling? Are you hungry?
This is the.
You did it again?
Just for a second. Sorry, y'all.
What is this?
If you aren't from Tampa, this link tree also has a link to find your resume. So find their address and all of that.
It's a cute puppy. Why would I not clickbait
It
with
is
the
a
puppy?
cute puppy.
You're in North Pinellas. I have our rep right here.
This is so damn cool.
How you doing?
Oh. Can't believe.
Is that Clinton?
That is.
Boy, Mr. Boy, you can open the can of food from the box. That's why you come home.
Just want to hear the cat. Somebody made this. It includes the kitty.
Who gave it to you?
Bill. I wonder. I don't know if he left. I hope he's. It actually spins. He brought it here. This is so cool.
And who's the little white-faced?
The tiny one is Blackberry. The big one is Mr. Clinton.
Gotcha.
That's my girlfriend giving him a hug. Hello.
When I'm writing about this, is there something specific in Florida that's going through the Florida legislature right now that I can refer to?
That's a good question for Kevin, actually, because he's a legislative person.
I saw on one of the slides that you called it right to fix. Is that
freedom? I think
freedom?
it's freedom to fix.
So that's
this would be going through federal, not at the Florida state level. This would be going through the federal level, but that's the bill. That's what the bill is going to be called.
Okay.
But
okay.
Thank you for coming out. What's your name?
I'm Mark.
Oh, pleasure to meet you.
Yeah.
Kevin is a good person for these questions because he is the one that wrote all.
I just wanted to
Hello.
say,
one sec, let me just find Kevin. Not sure where he is. Okay, when I see him again.
Right. So
If you ask her, she's like Kevin too. Do you know where Kevin is? Yeah, he has a good Kevin question. Hello.
Kevin. That's why you keep saying Kevin. Like.
Oh, you are Kevin.
Yeah.
You're a different Kevin.
Yeah, no, yours is over there.
My store has a Kevin, FULU has a Kevin, and you're a Kevin. Pleasure to meet you.
Likewise. Xander. No, I just wanted to say real quick, a lot of people around my age group, because obviously I'm younger, I've actually looked up to a lot of things you said, and I've actually inspired them to actually contact all these people, being myself, so I really thank you for actually trying to do something.
Thank you so
It's
much.
really meaningful to me.
What do you want to do with your life?
I want to be a pilot.
That's cool.
Again, very slowly.
I wanted to be a therapist, and then I wanted to be an audio engineer, and then I wound up doing this. So it changed a lot.
Yeah.
If you know what you want to do from a young age, you're better off than most people.
Yeah, it just bounced around with my
Thank you for coming out.
Likewise.
That's awesome that you take an interest in the stuff that he does. That's cool.
Yeah, no, yeah, I get it. I do a lot of tech stuff myself, so you're all getting screwed.
Yeah. Well, thank you for coming out. Huh?
Sorry, are we?
Oh.
Are we?
Oh yeah, I was live streaming.
Oh, yeah, it's nice to meet you.
Pleasure. No worries.
That on your radar. So I had 3 different Fitbits that Google updated and killed in a row. Like literally they came out with like the Charge 4 and my Charge 3 stopped working.
What were the things that died?
What's that?
What were the things that died and how long did it last before it died?
So as soon as the Charge 4 came out, it got a firmware upgrade. Then it wouldn't go full brightness in the sunlight. It literally would stop doing max brightness. I would literally have to like hold my hand over it. And so it wasn't just that. The Charge 2 did it, the Charge 3 did it, the Versa 2 did it as soon as the Versa 3 came out. And then they started walking back the features and retired Fitbit completely into Google Health. So I gave up. I crushed them in my shop press. I said no more. So I don't even have a frickin' watch anymore. So
I haven't heard any of the story.
Oh, it's all over the Fitbit subreddit, too.
Send me the interesting details of it if you can. Just like Lewis at rossmangroup.com.
Okay, I'll try to.
If you spell my name right, that's the only capture.
Okay.
The capture is how to spell my name. But if you get that, I want to hear about it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, that'll be great. And can we get a selfie with you?
Yeah, absolutely.
That'd be really cool. No more Fitbit for me. It's just a pixel. That'll be good. All right.
Yes. Thank you very much for coming out. If you want me to delete that part or cut it out, I can. Delete it. I got you. I got you. You worked in Silicon Valley. I'll delete it. Wait, I got you. Thank you for coming out. He's like, wait, is this being recorded? I said, yeah, I'm live streaming. He's like, and he goes, oh, I work in Silicon Valley. And then he's like, and then his son goes to work.
Can I get a photo with Nico?
Absolutely.
I totally want to. glad to see you here. I just totally wanted to come here for the live, I guess. I mean, I haven't seen your channel quite enough, but I'm not one of those cynics, you know. But all those cookies, you know. But I'm just here to support what you do. Like, I wish I could be more of a nerd. Also, my dog says hi. My Pushka.
What's his name?
Pushka.
That's adorable. How old?
He's about nearly 2 years.
That is a cute. Maria, take a look at the puppy. She has a puppy too. I'm a cat person.
Yes. Yes,
What's his name?
Pushka. Yes.
Worked in Silicon Valley. Let's see if this actually works. Hello.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks for coming out.
Yeah.
Did you get some food?
Yeah, that's it.
Awesome.
I wanted to thank you too for the videos you made about moving New Hampshire. They helped me out a lot. I had friends recommending me, like, Pat, why don't you move to New Hampshire? Like, it'd be great for you. You're, a libertarian kind of guy, so you should go there. You'd love it. Like, I know a guy on YouTube who moved there and hated it. So I can tell you, already, I don't want to go.
It was mostly the seasonal affective disorder.
Yes.
If you show up there, if you're already married and have a bunch of friends, it's
then
great.
it'd be fine.
If you don't already have that, best of luck to you.
Right,
Like,
exactly.
It's like at least the area I was in, it's just it's a place to retire after you've had a family and everything. But if you're young,
exactly. Yeah.
But it was mostly this. It was a nice 4 to 6 months just getting away from New York. But at some point, I did miss
the winter. People and.
Well, I just miss being around a lot. Like, at least having the option to be around people. So where I live right now, I could throw a rock as hard as I want and I won't hit any of my neighbors' houses, so I have peace. But if I want to see a symphony orchestra or I want to go to a large event, it's 20 minutes away, which I like.
I don't like people, but I like being around people.
Also, the negative 30, I'll admit. Like, Texas is 107 degrees in the summer, New Hampshire's negative 20-ish in the winter. I'd rather take the heat than the cold. But thank you for coming out.
Yes.
I'd just like to say thank you for all your videos. I Twitch stream and YouTube stream repair stuff.
Cool. What do you fix?
I fix computers, logic, like test equipment that you can't buy parts for anymore, like and Stern pinball machines. Like they have like their current machines. They come out now. They have control boards in them that they die and there's like no way to service them.
You know, the annoying thing with that new 3D printing law in California is trying to stop you from printing 3D printed gun parts. This is an arcade place near where I live. It's called Cidercade, and they have all these old arcade machines. And the way that they fix the parts and joysticks and stuff for stuff that was made in 1983 is by 3D printing. So those old gun games where you grab a physical gun and you point it at the screen. Yeah. That does look like a gun.
Yeah.
And like they use 3D printing to fix that. And they're saying,
yeah, now they can't do it because
that has to suck.
Yeah, but I mean, I have boards that you like Stern has the boards that the parts are like you can get the chip still, but the code that's on the chip is not available. Like you can't download it. So it's like you can't fix the board. So you got to buy $500 new board, even though it was a design flaw, and the board self-destructed. And it's a current board that they're making, and their new board doesn't have any fixes on it. It's the same board, and it fails again. So it's like I also fix older pinball and arcade and all kinds of stuff that people just can't get parts for anymore. So, but I enjoy watching your videos and all the time. So.
What's your Twitch channel?
Hammy's Hangout.
What is it?
Hammy's Hangout.
Hammy's, how do I spell that?
HAMMYSHANGOUT.
Awesome. Thank you for
my
coming
Instagram,
out.
My Instagram, Twitch, and YouTube.
Pleasure meeting you, sir.
So YouTube has nothing but repair videos. Twitch has everything else. I do cooking too. So if you want to watch somebody cook some food.
Show.
Yeah, variety show.
Hello. Thanks for coming out.
No problem, man. I'm glad you like your stuff.
Huh?
I said I'm glad you like your cat thing.
I definitely do. The thing's awesome. I've been showing it to everybody. Thank you. So you, What got you involved or interested in this? Like, most people don't really care about ownership issues until it personally affects them.
When I was a kid, okay, one of the first things I ever got was one of those 180 in one Radio Shack kits. I don't know, you get diodes, resistors, whatnot, and it's a bunch of little springs, you know, and put it together. I took apart my Atari 2600. Just always cared about how stuff went together and everything. I mean, my newest car is 23 years old, man. I'm always hands-on. I wanted to know how it worked, how to fix it, how to modify it. And that's what I've done my whole life. So, you know, some of these things you talk to, I tell people and they think I'm lying. I literally have to sit them down and have you watch a video because they're like, what do you mean they can delete my movies? I paid money for this. What? What is this? They have no comprehension, especially some of the older people, like my dad. Anyway, hopefully he's watching. But
That's awesome.
Yeah, hopefully he is.
Thank you for trying to get other people to care about this.
It's actually difficult because this is so far out of normal for people, they don't realize it. I mean, since the beginning of time, I hand you something and you give me something in return. This is brand new taking it back. Or, here, I'll sell it to you, and now I have to keep paying you money. Wait a minute. It's almost a joke.
Yeah,
it's a point of ridiculousness. And then, if you do figure a way around it, I'm going to put you in federal prison. Get the hell out of here. That's basically where I'm at with it.
Thank you for coming out.
No problem.
Pleasure meeting you too.
It's Tanya. She is actually the business. I just designed some stuff.
That's awesome.
Do you think that he can get your picture real quick?
Huh?
Yeah. Can you get a picture?
Absolutely. Lilia, if you're watching this is the person who made this thing. Who made the box. She was so happy when she saw that thing.
All right, thanks.
Thank you, my friend. Good, go for it.
How's this thing work? Thanks for coming out, man.
Thank you. Pleasure meeting you, sir.
Absolutely. Good talk as usual.
Thank you.
And I'll be watching you on YouTube.
Isn't this an official-looking staff?
Is that because we're short on microphones, or I feel like that's not really what you're using it in.
I like that it doubles as a cane in case I hurt myself at the gym. Pleasure to meet you. Thank you for coming by.
It was really fun. Yeah, it was really fun.
Thank you for doing work.
I enjoyed it. Are we talking about right to repair?
Oh. Yeah, sure.
Oh.
What got you involved or interested in this? Most people don't really care until it personally affects them.
I used to watch your channel, but I thought this was like an interview where you were collecting people's testimonies.
I am collecting people's testimonies. Just because there isn't a camera pointed.
I had an Android phone that had been offline for a long time, and it was long enough that WhatsApp locked itself.
The WhatsApp what?
Locked itself. And so I couldn't log back in and recover those messages that I had with someone that I loved dearly. So being able to decrypt that would have been nice, but now that's lost.
That sucks.
Yeah. Picture?
Sure.
All right.
Thank you for helping out. Pleasure meeting you. Oh, cool. Yeah, I like it.
Are these for sale?
Sure. You can. Is this a suggested donation? So you technically you can take one, but those are donations.
Do you by any chance have a schematic Chennai one?
I have those at the store. If you give me a card, I will send you one via email.
That would be awesome. I would
Let
love
me get
one.
Maria. She wanted the original schematics for David Clayton shirt. Can you just like take her info so that I'll send you one.
Thank you so much.
I'll send you one when you get back at the
Can
store.
I shake your hand?
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for everything that you do.
Thank you.
I'm one of your biggest fans.
Awesome.
So, I spam your letters to Lewis all the time.
What's the username?
Hate, greed, love cats.
I know that. I
spam you all the time.
I used to use the Discord more often until I had to manually hit inspect element and block the thing that kept asking me to agree to forced arbitration.
I can't do it.
I used to use it. But an email is lewis@rossmangroup.com. I read that one.
Yes. No, I emailed you before. So
awesome.
When you were starting the whole wiki project, I emailed you and I sent you a list of my boycotts, and you're like, hey, like you're on the right track. Do you want to join? And I joined when there was only like 40 people in the group, and then I ended up like a whole bunch of people started coming in. So like I talked to Keith, I talked to Dog, I talked to everyone there. So I'm very familiar.
Keith is the full-time manager of it now.
Yeah,
he
that's
works
pretty
with us.
awesome.
He does a great job.
Yeah.
Have you met Maria?
No, I haven't. Hi, it's nice to meet you. Thank you so much.
This person, he always gives me good story ideas, and also was one of the first people to email about the wiki in the early days.
Oh, amazing. Fantastic. Thanks so much for coming out. Do you have to drive far, or are you local here to Tampa?
2 hours. So I live in Orlando.
Thank you.
Close to Orlando.
And please eat if you have not.
Hello.
Is there going to be more to the event than this, or like is everything finished now?
Just about done. Just people just talking to a bunch of different people.
Yeah, I mean, I just see people talking.
Did you eat anything?
Yeah, I had some food. Yeah.
Oh, it was a pleasure seeing you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate you actually catering for. I didn't think there was going to be anything. So. I didn't come for the food anyways. You know, I'm just glad of what you're actually doing. You know?
Me either. I'm surprised. I wasn't expecting it to be this good.
Yeah, they're really good. It is actually really good. Yeah. My wife and I said we're gonna go downstairs and have a whole meal probably because I mean we came out here. Why not? And the food
Thank
is
you
really
so
good.
much.
Yeah. I mean, I'm really glad what you're doing overall. You know, we need like 1,000 more of you. You know, to work on helping us save all the products everywhere because
I would like more people to get involved and start doing this, but yeah.
Right.
I wish I could multiply myself here.
That's how I feel about myself too. I mean, I remember
What do
the
you
whole
do?
thing with the CD copyright nonsense because I was in like middle school when that first came out, and I remember helping people to bypass this all the way back then. So, and I was like 11.
Teaching people not to enable auto run for your optical drive in Windows XP.
Right.
Was how you avoided Sony rootkit firmware.
Right, and I had to remove rootkits
No
from
auto
people's
run.
systems.
No auto run.
It's crazy what the auto run used to be able to do. Right now, today, thankfully, there is no auto run, but there also really isn't disks. So, I guess the problem.
Auto run made sense when half of the shit you put in your computer was not ransomware, spyware, malware.
Right.
Just the fact that auto run ever existed shows that we used to live in a much higher trust society when it came to your computer.
That's true, yeah. A lot of it happened from the video game world too, because you know people just put a game disc in their drive. You don't have any idea about how to use a computer, and it'll pop up with the game installer.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I'm sure that's how it really got popularized. But yeah.
Fuck Sony.
Yeah, fuck Sony, right?
Thank you for coming out.
Yeah.
Enjoy the rest of your night, my friend.
Thank you.
And I don't think Right to Repair would be anywhere as far along as it is without you.
Thank you
What
for
you've
coming
done.
out.
Yeah, man. Take care.
Pleasure. Go for it.
That had from the hackerspace. Do you know where he's at? Because this gentleman is looking for him.
That is a good question for Kevin, who's in the white shirt under the exit sign over there. Yeah, you see the guy in the white shirt by the exit sign? His name is Kevin. I would.
I will, before I run it, I will print out the bill. Is this just for the food? Yeah. It will be for the food. Just food in the room. Okay, I was like, it's not for the liquor. No. Okay, okay.
Did you make the food?
No. Actually, no.
I was looking for somebody to compliment.
I'll let them But yeah, and make sure we did an extra hour. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing, sir?
Pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you.
What's your tag?
Oh, real you, not fake you.
Fake me.
Here, I made you a badge. Do you know what LinkedIn is?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm doing kind of a LinkedIn kind of thing, but it's a quick reference landing spot. So you can use a QR code to get there a bunch of different ways. But the twist is you own it.
Oh, cool.
So I'm doing a 99-year promise where basically the money we bring in, we're funding something that will keep it going, keep the domain registered, all that stuff. So I had it pretend to be you. I had Claude pretend to be you and antagonize it and tell me what I did wrong in my T's and C's. And I did not like the arbitration. And I didn't need that, so I took that out. I didn't like the fact that it's not open source now and will be open source if the dead man clause ever kicks in. If we go out of business or something, it will open source everything. And I kind of wanted to get your take on code that's written by AI and open sourcing it, not open sourcing it. Like, you're a huge open source proponent, but is there a reason sometimes something might be not open source other than security?
I don't know if security is I think it's if you don't want to. Aaron was not open sourcing his stuff originally because he wanted the ability to charge a company if they used it. So let's say Google comes by and says, I want to use your ship. Google gives FFmpeg like 4 interns for Google Summer of Code. YouTube gets $48 billion in revenue. It's not really a fair exchange of value. So if you would want to have a limited license so that if it's commercial use for your software, you can bill for it. I can see that being one way.
Okay. So putting kind of a free for open consumer use, but if you want to make money.
I haven't thought of a use case for this though.
And then the other thing I was thinking of was setting up the foundation so I don't control the money so I can prove that I'm not going to misspend it. You run a foundation, like do you have separate bank accounts and separate like a board that runs it, or how do you keep the financials separate and publicly available, or do you publish the numbers for FULU?
For a C3 I do, for the C4 I don't. Actually for my old C4 I did. I just had a checking and a savings and I just published the transaction ledger along with a QuickBooks report showing how it was spent. That was it.
Okay.
Nothing special.
And that's satisfactory?
Yes, pleasure meeting you.
Pleasure meeting you, man.
Oh, thank you for coming out.
Thank you for teaching us everything. I watch your videos like just building stuff, fixing stuff, fix our computer.
Cool.
Your type in your videos have been
I
great.
had one of those MacBooks with the touch bar, and it just died.
What was wrong with it?
Somebody else had spilled water on it, and so it had like a dirty.
It just everything got corroded and white and just needed to be alcohol washed and just clean.
What did
That's
Apple say? Like $12.50 or something?
Yeah, something crazy.
Some flat rate thing?
Yes, yes.
I don't take stuff to Apple. She did, and it was outrageous. So it was great.
I'm glad it worked out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was good.
It was like what 2019, 2020. But it was like a 2014 computer.
It was like when we first met, he was like, "Oh, I can fix your computer," and it's how he got me to his house.
Wow.
You helped.
Wow. That's a story I've never heard before.
Yeah.
Well, it's a pleasure meeting you both. Thank you so much for coming out.
Yeah. I also have 2 black cats,
No
and
way.
one of them is old. And
how old?
Hey folks. Hey folks, I also wanted to just point out there's food in the back left corner there, so please, if you haven't had some, help yourself.
Appreciate it. Louis, can I get a quick picture with you?
Absolutely, please.
Just a couple seconds. I want to prove people that I met the Louis Swanson.
Oh, the phone is a Samsung green line in this one.
Yeah, I know.
Thank you. Flying out probably tomorrow morning. I'm probably not going to have... The next time I visit Tampa, I'd like to. Do you have a card? Let me just find a hand. Thank you. I'd like to visit.
Yeah, we're really right by the airport. Like, we literally walk from the airport.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
Maybe in 30 minutes, but.
Like I said, I met my girlfriend because she had a broken MacBook, and he's like, maybe I could fix it. And so you are actually part of the reason that he got me to his house. And I'm like, wow. And they're together 10 years later.
Wow, let's see that. Matchmaker Rawson. You're eating pretzels.
I can always hurry out and grind them later.
As you should.
I should have muted before I said that.
Great, you're getting canceled then.
Edit! Edit!
I want to chat with you over there.
Sure. Can you hold this?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Wait a second. Can you take this too?
Nice to meet you. I appreciate the work you do. Would you mind
Nothing
if I get a
better than
selfie
having
with you?
people bother you with your mouth full.
Go for it.
You want me to take one of those?
Well, you can get in. It's fine. Thank you.
Thank you, my friend.
Yeah, it's odd seeing you out of your chair.
I'm shorter than people think.
You know, I don't know. When I meet people that I've heard about through TV or through the internet or something, everyone's just way taller and shorter than. Everyone thinks people online are going to be super tall. I don't know why.
Thank you for coming out. I really appreciate it.
Hey, you know what? Thank her for inviting me.
I watch your channel a bunch. I appreciate that somebody's out there like, hey, this shit sucks and we should do something about it rather than just moaning.
I try. We'll see if any success comes of it.
Well, let's hope so.
I believe
It seems like the coalition of people that have kind of been built lately are doing good work together. It seems like it's snowballing, so I'm very hopeful.
I'm trying to get the snowball to the top of the hill. Once it's there, I can take some rest.
Oh, make sure to take time for yourself. I'm sure it's got to be exhausting.
Yeah. It was a pleasure meeting you both. Thank you for coming by.
Thanks. Thanks for putting this together.
Anything.
Do you want to
Huh?
take a photo?
I thought you pointed to those two.
No, I'm not.
There's usually a... Hello. Let's do it. Maria, can you be a camera person?
You can jump in, babe. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, man.
Pleasure meeting
You're
you.
one of my favorite people to watch on YouTube with him.
Oh, cool.
You crack me up.
Yeah,
all
she
the
wasn't
time.
coming until she saw it was you, and she's like, "Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
I want to go see
That's
him."
awesome.
So it's nice
Was
to
it a
meet
long
you.
trip?
Huh?
Long trip?
It was we were from Orlando.
Like
so
2.5
it's about
hours.
2.5
good.
hours.
Thank you for coming out. I hope you got some food.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you for everything. You guys are very informative and funny.
Thank you.
Oh, you like the kitty?
You get a shirt with the kitty.
Oh, say thank you.
Oh, you made her happy.
You're so welcome. Thanks for coming out tonight. I know you guys had a long drive.
My brother came over and talked to you earlier, but I didn't have a chance to say anything because there wasn't anything on my mind. But I told my friends when I was coming here, they were like, "Yeah, you should get him to sign something." I'm like, I'm pretty sure just like a picture will work, just to say that I was here. If you're okay with that.
Go for it.
All right. Apparently, apparently I talked to you about you so much around my mother that she says if I ever died randomly and whatever was in my bank account that she would just donate to FULU or whatever, like something that was going on. I'm like, okay, good to know that you have a plan for what happens when I die. Anyway, it's very nice to meet you. Yeah.
I had an employee a long time ago that didn't know that his wife took out a health insurance policy on a life insurance policy on him.
Oh.
So she had a plan for if he died, but he didn't know. That was a very funny conversation to be a fly on the wall for.
I bet.
That was a very funny conversation.
When I stepped into the room, I was just like, for 5 years I've seen that guy on YouTube, and now I'm meeting him and I'm seeing him. This is a very weird feeling, you know. It's just I've never been to one of these kinds of events. This is something that, like I said earlier, I don't know if you remember, but I said I was going to the one up in Atlanta, but I missed it. So I hope I get to come out to more of these, or you guys host more of these types of events.
There's one in Wisconsin, one in San Jose, one in Los Angeles, and then back to normal work.
Yeah. Well, if any other events come up, because I probably won't be able to get out to those areas, but like I said, it's nice meeting. It's really weird coming out and seeing as many people as there are even now. I saw that the website said that there was 1,000 people that signed up. Is that
1,000?
That's what the what was it? Whatever secondary website you guys use.
Eventbrite?
Yeah, it said like there was.
It said 1,000 people who showed up to this event, but I don't see 1,000.
I was on the website and it said 1.2K people signed up for this. I'm like, what?
It was like 120.
Yeah, it said they were all sold out of tickets. I'm like, what? What is going on? What am I looking at?
Huh.
Whatever. I mean, it could have just been my computer acting up. I have.
Marshall's camera is blocking the lens of their security camera. Did you see that?
According to this, it says 133 out of 140. I don't know.
Weird.
Nice to meet you. It's so good to see you. I remember the first ever video I saw was you basically talked about an LG washing machine basically spying on you.
2024 summer.
I thought that was the most craziest thing in the world. I thought I brought something for show and tell. This is a Switch. Yeah, it's a console, but the thing that made it special is that first of all, this is something that, it was a boring device. It just plays games, that's it. And then on the previous consoles, you could actually play, you could actually do way more stuff. And they kind of restricted the consoles. Sorry, I'm butchering this.
No
but,
worries.
But thanks to the modding community, this is Lineage OS.
That does
Android
not
15.
look like a Nintendo operating system, sir.
I know!
You
I
broke
know.
something. They can brick that at any time, according to the service, I believe.
Yeah, and unfortunately, a lot of people have been getting DMCA claims by Nintendo because of these things.
Shocking.
Exactly. Yeah, shocking. Like, great.
Nintendo has never done an anti-consumer thing like that before.
Exactly. But I'm just glad that I could do this stuff. And, you know, if I have this one example for ownership that I came up with. It's pretty crappy, but whatever. So let's say you live in an economy where the only clothes that exist are only clothing that you can rent. It's all just rent-based clothing, like that's it. And then there's this one company that says, oh yeah, there's this piece of clothing that you can actually buy, quote unquote. And then, you know, let's say you buy this clothing and goes, oh yeah, that's convenient. I actually can buy the clothing, not actually rent for it. And you go to the park, you're with your child, you let them play in the playground, and you sit there, and then without the company's notice, without your notice or anyone's notice of wearing the people that are wearing these clothing, the company can basically just in like a Black Mirror type of shit, they can like completely remove your clothing, all of it. So not only are you naked and you're like, oh great, now I have to buy more clothes, but now you're naked in a playground full of children and a police officer over there. So you're not only getting fucked because now you have to pay clothes again, but you're also getting fucked in the way that you're naked, you know, public indecency. So, you know, I just don't want to live in a world like that where you basically lose access to ownership whenever you buy things. It's a pretty crappy example, but I wanted to share just because.
Thanks for coming by.
Thank you.
I mentioned to you earlier, I'm a software engineer. That's what I do. Actually, my original business is making cheats for video games.
Cheats?
Cheats.
Like Game Shark kind of?
Yeah, like Counter-Strike, other games, you know, like I hack stuff, because that's kind of how I grew up, hacking stuff. So I made it into software that exploits things in real time, I guess.
Cool.
But I transitioned into having a server company So what I do now is mostly I help companies decloud from moving away from cloud services and going back to doing things kind of the way that I guess you say the way they used to be done, in software, so that they're not paying tens of thousands of dollars a month for SaaS garbage. That's mostly what I've been doing. So I'm just wondering, like, if I want to become active in what you're doing, what's the best way to do that?
I would say find best way getting people excited about this. So if you there's a device that comes out where there's a lot of hubbub about it and what the manufacturer did, put the skill to use and make it work again. Like what I was doing, the only activism that I really knew how to do is when I can't figure out how to do a PR campaign. I couldn't do bumper stickers or protests. Right. But if Apple says that, this started with me because Apple was telling my customers that if somebody says they can fix a board, they're lying to you. It's like, okay, fine, let's make them look stupid.
Right.
And then in doing that, it's not like I didn't get people into right to repair by just telling them why they should care. I got them into it because when you had something broken and they wanted $2,000, I showed you how to fix it yourself for $5.
Right.
And then they're kind of invested and excited because I helped them. It's not the easiest answer, but if you want to just like stay up to date, that whole QR code with that Zulip's chat server where we talk about this stuff regularly.
Okay. So you have like an actual live chat server where people do talk about things. Okay. I'll have to look it up.
Ask Kevin for the QR code to that. He's in the white shirt over there.
Okay.
It's just advocates.fulu.org if you go to there.
Okay.
So it's advocates. It's like open source Slack.
Oh, all right. Cool. Yeah, I'll join it and I'll keep up with everything because I do see your videos, from time to time, but I don't follow up with anything.
And the Consumer Rights Wiki has a Zulip as well.
Okay.
I think it's like zulip.consumerrights.wiki, where all the people helping me make articles hang out. That one's a little bit more social than the Advocates one. But either of those, I read the chats in there regularly. Thank you for coming out.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing something with the Wemo things, because I have Wemo.
Is that the Belkin plug shit?
Yeah. And it had no expiration date either. My whole house has Wemos. I've had them for like a decade.
There's one when I thought you said Waymo, and I'm like, wait.
No, Wemos.
The things always try to crash into me.
No, Waymo. But yeah, I mean, obviously that went away this year. And I got them kind of working with Home Assistant now, but I still have more of them that were in the box that like I haven't set up in other places, and now I can't set it up. There's no way to do it. So it seems like the Home Assistant process at the moment can kind of only it can control a Wemo that was set up before the day that it died, basically, because it doesn't have a way to set it up because you have to set up with the app. And from what I've seen with Home Assistant, it can't do it.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about building something for Home Assistant that could do it. I'm just kind of strapped for time at the moment. I got this ERP project. Yeah, I got an ERP project I'm doing.
Having a life takes time away from things.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Putting the poster and let them know they can come get a t-shirt of their size.
All right, we're going to announce the winner to the raffle. Winner to the raffle. All right, we're going to announce the winner for the raffle. Once we're done,
drum roll, please.
will Larry M. please come up? Larry M. here? All right. We need your ID, a face scan for Persona to be uploaded to Palantir for age verification. Come on up. What did he win?
He wins autographed tour poster, which says "FU," no crossed out, no DRM, Louis Rossman. Water?
I like water. I think the postcard part is over. so I can go back to that. Tired. Sure.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
So you were talking when you were talking about, you know, some of the fixes that people did, and you were saying, you know, if somebody puts a PayPal link or, you know, asks for any type of money, that it's breaking the law. What happens if you don't? If you don't ask?
No, breaking the law is just a lower penalty, but that's a good question for Kevin.
That's Kevin?
Yeah, if there's like a profit involved. Because like, thank you. He had a quick question.
So my question was, so Lewis was given examples of people that made fixes that made fixes for companies disabling products and whatever, and Lewis was saying if there's a PayPal link anywhere, any type of asking for any donation, that's, you know, jail time, serious penalty. What if nowhere in your online presence, nowhere do you ask for any money? It's just open source. You know, it's just here you release it to the world.
There's still, would need to go and look. I know that the penalties are more severe for if it advances any sort of business interests, essentially. But they can still sue you. They can still come after you. I think there's still prison time is available. I know that. So I know for sure if you make this available, it's up to 5 years in federal prison plus $500,000 in fines for the first offense. Second offense, double that. Adds up over time. I think the fines might be different. I think I would have to go back and look, but it's still the case that if you were to do this and make it available for free, if you open source it, that is still punishable under this law. So I don't have a good answer for you. That's something I need to figure out, though.
So I was looking at the bounty system that you guys have, and so how does that work? That, you know, somebody does something and, you know, open sources it and gives it to you, but then so you guys are keeping it until some legislation changes and then it's released?
So we aren't touching the code, right? Because we think that would involve trafficking if they shared it with us, right? So they demonstrate it to us. We ensure that it hits the criteria that we list out, and then we leave it to them of whether they want to publish it or not. So these people who are hacking devices that they own or that they control, there are existing exemptions to Section 1201 for a number of things, for repair, for cybersecurity research, for reverse engineering. So you can do it yourself. And the reason that is because of a complicated and ridiculous process under which that was the safety valve that they created when this bill was passed. So what we have to do is every 3 years, we petition the Librarian of Congress and the Register of Copyrights and ask them for exemptions to Section 1201 that are inhibiting fair use of materials, essentially. The Copyright Office and the Librarian of Congress have said we have the authority to make it so that that first ban under Section 1201, that hacking your own thing, okay, we'll give you an exemption for that. But they have said we do not have the authority to grant exemptions for tool making, for helping others to bypass digital laws. So that's why we need an act of Congress, and that's why we're working on this legislation, if that makes sense.
The problem with that is that if making things that suck gives you a job of $200,000 a year for making things work, is more illegal if you get paid for it, is the problem. Because while there are people that are excited to do this for free, I want there to be a marketplace of people that feel like they could actually put a donate button. And if 10,000 people like their solution, they can all give you $5. And then more people will be inclined to make things that don't suck and getting paid to make things that do suck. Because right now, I think your average hardware engineer believes, or software engineer believes that they want to make a living, that they don't want to be a corporate, that they have to like begging them for donations on GitHub, that they have to work for a shitty company.
Yeah. So, do by putting these bounties together, are you like pushing up against some kind of line? I mean,
they don't have to make it public. They don't have to make it public. We don't. That's not a condition.
Our read of the law is that the hacking activities that we're promoting are exempted under Section 1201 based on existing exemptions.
If somebody wants to share it, that's on them. Like, I'm not telling people what to do.
Yes.
Somebody got $20,000 to not fix an exercise bike, right?
It's in one of the conditions that it's open source. The code's open source. So whoever does it has to release it, right?
You don't have to release it. It's up to you, right? And so with the Nest example, the guy said, Google's not going to create a PR nightmare for themselves, so he released it. The guy who did the Echelon was like, I don't want to risk it, so I'm not putting it out there. We do have some things about, like, if you release it, we hope that it's source available, but that's a whole nother story.
We verified that it works without having it released to code.
Yeah.
We have to verify that your solution actually works.
Oh, okay.
That process happens in a way that Satisfied does not invoke the trafficking provision. Because I have
Wait,
no
what are you
idea
hacking?
how to do it.
What? What are you hacking? I'll help you. Well, one of the things that's bugging me is the refrigerator that you now have a bounty on for the
the Samsung? I thought that got claimed.
The GE refrigerators with the water filters for the GE.
Shit.
Yeah.
I just let it go left. It just says like please replace. No. I guess I'm
My refrigerator does not have DRM. I just looked into how much I have to open to get to the water filter. I'm just using my fucking sink. I repair other people's stuff enough that I don't want to fuck with that in my own house. I'd literally rather drink chlorine than make the water filter.
It bugs me to have stuff like that, you know?
I got a question for you, Lewis. So, what do you think is going to be the next YouTube, the next video sharing platform that still allows for monetization, but is not completely to the side of, completely open and no monetization?
I don't think it's going to
exist.
I think so. I remember this is a long time ago. I kept the figures wrong.
This is just a morning idea of mine, by the way.
I remember like 8 years ago. I remember looking and seeing that Twitter's expenses were something like $7 billion.
Yeah.
And this is mostly text. I mean, they have video, but technically, many years ago, it was mostly text. YouTube was bringing in $14 billion. They were doing a 50-50 split with was it 14 or 16 billion? But they do a 50-50 split with the creator. And after that, they're all video. So how much, if Twitter had $7 billion in expenses, let's say it wasn't summer wasteful, and YouTube was bringing in like 14 to 20 billion, and the 50-50 split with the creator, then how much of that money is left over for actually running shit? I think the reason there's no alternative to it is because it's not profitable.
Yeah.
Letting any Tom, Dick, or Harry upload a video and then telling Coca-Cola, this guy has 4 subscribers, do you want to pay to be on it? I don't think it scales. I don't think it makes money. I think that Google does it because they get a use out of the data, but I don't think anybody else gets use out of the data, which is why that you don't see, like Vimeo exists. It was $1,000 a year for me to use Vimeo as a creator because that was what it cost to host videos. And once I went above a few terabytes, they wanted $6,000 or $7,000 a year.
Yeah.
So, and I just stopped paying and stuff. Like, I don't think that there's money in these platforms, and I think that's why there's no real alternative.
Yeah. Do you think there's ever going to be like a PeerTube, but like with some sort of
PeerTube if my internet was not shit. I pay for Spectrum. I'm supposed to have 40 megabit up. My actual upstream on a good day is like 12 megabit. I have to use that for all the shit that I do. So I would love to run a PeerTube server. It's just that I wouldn't even be able to have one viewer. Like I would love to do that in my house.
Yeah.
But it's just,
I was just wondering if there was some sort of alternative or something coming where it was something like PeerTube, but still allowed. Yeah.
I have very low faith.
Yeah.
And that's aside from the whole discoverability, getting people to move from one platform to another. Even if the new platform is everything YouTube does, and it doesn't suck in any way, you have to give people to leave, and people are already here. And that's infinitely different. Because then you have to get everybody to do it all at the same time, and that just doesn't happen.
Yeah, I see a lot of creators going to build their own silo And it's like, is there going to be a bunch of silos now of people with like subscription fee to go to their own site? I don't think so.
Like the beauty of YouTube is the fact that somebody could be watching a video on cooking and get recommended a video on me fixing a board and go down a rabbit hole. That's part of the...
No, we start with your channel. And then go down the rabbit hole.
That's part of the appeal for a lot of people.
Yeah. Cool, man.
I don't think in my lifetime.
Where's your next stop?
Somewhere in Wisconsin.
Nice. So is this like a whirlwind tour? Like, when did this start?
A few months ago.
Yeah. Are you like just traveling every city that you can?
Until I get too tired.
That's awesome.
We'll see if it gets results.
What city in Wisconsin? Okay. Yeah. Beautiful place. I've been there. I like it.
Why Tampa? Usually we get passed over between those.
Mute. One moment. I have to do dual mute. Dual.
They're like the Milwaukee people, they're already buying.
Yeah,
I've been there. It's interesting. Good luck, man. We'll be following.
Thank you very much, son.
Okay. And the Sunbeam toaster is a marvel of mechanical engineering.
Pleasure meeting you.
Nice to meet you,
Mr. Ronald. Pleasure meeting you.
Thank you for doing this event. I think it's really cool to just see all the people here. You know, sometimes it doesn't feel like everybody cares about right to repair and stuff like that.
Comment section. Very good to feel like something other than just a comment section.
Exactly. Yeah, it's to see actual faces and meet actual people who are, I mean, like, yeah, all care about the same stuff. Yeah, thank you for having it here. We drove. Yeah.
Get some food before I go on.
Thank you.
Yeah, the food, all the stuff.
Nice meeting you. Do you want to get a picture? I'll take
You got your phone?
Yeah, I do. Thank you.
Girl, I've never heard that voice, Rob.
Are you going to come karaoke with us?
We got him. He sang Alice in Chains. It was great. I did not pretend to sing. I sang. I love that you make my voice so beautiful that you
Unfortunately.
I'm Maria doing karaoke.
Well, we could go dance instead.
Go dance. We've been saying that's why I sang.
I mean, Ybor City is right here.
Ybor?
Where is the thing? See you in the next one. Bye now.
No, exactly.